First of all, hi everyone. I'm Ayushi. I'm the founder of Fablestreet. Fablestreet is actually a fashion tech platform and a demand supply matching company now over its next wave of journey. We started as a single brand initially, which was Fablestreet, which was in the premium Western wear space. And now we are building a house of brands across multiple apparel categories in the space. Broadly, first thing is that it is most important to ensure that we are being a need backward and customer need backward brand, and therefore the customer is the king, is the most important thing. I would say we would refer to. We look at it in three ways. Number one is we ensure that we understand customer needs. So we have a lot of surveys, deep structured interviews. We do a lot of social listening to ensure that we cover that up. Second is we are heavily data backed. Now, customers may not directly give us the information, but running it through completely data backed, being studying what's selling, what's not selling, what are the opportunities across via data mining on our own platform and on marketplaces. We think through and thoroughly do that insights around this. So data insights and deep structure interviews are two important ways for us to drive the customer journey and going through their understanding around it. We equally test fast, fail fast, and then keep on offering multiple things to the consumers. As I said, there are three, four approaches from an organization point of view. Number one, we have a very deep data analytics platform in-house, which basically means a set of team members who are thoroughly trained on data analytics and do massive data mining and analytics across what's, as I said, what's selling on our own platform, what's selling on marketplaces, what are white spaces across the market areas, the SEO. So we just thoroughly go through that. So we have built a very strong data analytics team, which looks at it, repeat behaviors, etc. Second is building a DNA of the each team member to ensure that they are contributing and understanding the customer. So everyone goes through and knows what are the DMs we are receiving, what's happening on the social media channel. We are doing social listening. So everyone in the team, be it the revenue person or the product development person or the design person or the customer experience person, the DNA of being customer centric is number one. And therefore we keep on listening to the customer and being very candid on the feedback and sharing that feedback. So these are two basic things that we have developed. Third element on the customer centricity is a little bit indirect, but a very important innovation that we have done. We've realized that the customer is evolving significantly over time. Therefore, their needs change significantly over time and their product requirement changes over time. And in COVID, explicitly, so the product requirement changed like crazy and very deeply in terms of the changes, right? So we have built this internal, operational, as well as tech-led approach where we can do product development in less than 7 days. Now, which is from design to launch of the product, which itself enables us to just make sure that we are serving what customer wants at a pace which no one else can compete with. So those are 3-4 things that we have done to ensure that we are fairly customer-centric in our approach to building this business. Two things. Number one is that we do size customization, but we also collect a lot of sizing data. What it translates for us in terms of this is that we use the data and use the data to improvise a standard sizing. So instead of therefore always feeling the need to customize a garment for size, as much as possible, we try to ensure that our standard size improves so much that people can start fitting better into standard size. So that's been a journey over time that we have seen. And therefore, when we started, we were doing custom fits about 10 to 15%. Now it's sub 5% when we do custom fits. So it therefore enables the supply chain to work a lot more efficiently for us. And that's also one of the core propositions, that at the back end, we need a very simplified supply chain so that we can deliver at scale. At the same time, on the front end, we are the leaders in sizing and therefore be the best fit either in standard sizes or also offer some level of customization on size. That is one bit. The second is from a manufacturing and supply chain point of view. I come from McKinsey and a very hardcore operations background, deeply understanding what it means to deliver operations at scale. So we did set up a clean system and understanding the apparel manufacturing supply where we do the customization at the last leg. So instead of making the customized patterns, which are the first process and start, which can complicate the entire value chain completely. We actually would do the size customization or modification at the time of either tailoring, or use a regular available piece and should be in a position to alter. But all of this is again backed basis the fact that our sizing of base patterns and base sizes is the best in class. So logistics is very easy because there are external players already who are adept in logistics management. We actually don't need to work through the logistics. All we do is work with the third-party provider and leverage them for ensuring that the logistics and deliveries in time. Now, fulfillment is an interesting challenge, which is ensuring that your demand supply is matching. And if your demand increasing, then you eventually have timely supply for that. Otherwise, you lose out on sales. Now, that eventually for us links back to the biggest innovation we have done in the supply chain side of it, where we can manufacture just in time and we can manufacture inventory in less than 7 days. So we do JIT in 4 hours. And we do inventory buildup for new styles in less than 7 days, which essentially translates for us that we can actually stock up our supply within a week's time and ensure that while we are doing heavy demand management, we can manage the fulfillment with. I will not go deeper and bore the audiences into it, but this is the core to what we have built, as opposed to the traditional world where manufacturing would take 2 to 3 months for a particular style, and which we do it in 7 days. See, we have a very strong inherent edge on competition purely because of the fact that we are the most lean and fastest on the supply chain. We have built 2 critical capabilities, which are DNA for any apparel brand. One is the design to launch in less than 7 days, and the other is inventory buildup in another 7 days. So what it means is that I can launch something, get the feedback, build new inventory for it in within 2 weeks time frame. By the time the others are blinking and thinking, we execute, get the customer feedback, and use it to redo and launch it at a bigger scale around it. So it actually is the biggest competitive advantage for us that enables us to stay close to the customer, address their needs, experiment fast, fail fast. Vis-a-vis the competition, which probably sits where the design to development is 2 to 3 months or 2 months at least, and another inventory buildup is 3 months. So they have lost a full season if they want to modify their portfolios. This also therefore helped us come out of COVID very quickly. We were not sitting on any high levels of inventory. We actually reoriented the brand Fablestreet that we have from being a purely workwear brand to a fully Western wear brand, with workwear being more comfortable and a part and subcategory that we have. And we have done this entire transition, adding more categories over time because of this competitive advantage. So I actually feel that we don't have a lot of competition. As long as we are close to the customer and keep on scaling it up, we will probably be best, and we will ride the history for the country.